What's good, YouTube? So it's finally time to replace my battery. It's been going dead, not taking a charge. So in order to do so, I have to remove my bench seat. The way I'm removing it is by taking these two screws out from the actual base. So four on each side, and then hopefully I can pop this off. I just have to undo the seat belts up here, and hopefully that gives me enough clearance to get the battery in there. Never really taken it off the seat this way, but so far it seems like it's gonna be easier than removing from the base. So wish me luck. So we got enough clearance here. What I did is threw some jack stands under the seat just to kind of lift it out of the way on both sides. The perks of having the quick disconnects is that all I have to do is disconnect from these rings and the seat belt harness comes off on the top, and it gives me enough clearance to play around with the seat, to be able to get some access back here instead of unbolting seat belts. But we have enough clearance. We should be able to pull this off. I was doing some wiring, last minute glamis prep. Luckily we won't have to worry about the battery in a few years because we got the ODYSSEY PC1200, and I heard it's one of the best batteries. So since I'm here upgrading the battery on my Can-Am, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of show you guys how to install a winch. I went with this 5,000 pound winch from Harbor Freight. I've had it installed for quite a while. I just haven't wired it. This doesn't fit, so I'm gonna need another Fairlink. I don't really care about buying a new one just because I would rather do the non-metal rope. So I'll upgrade that with a different piece there. But the reason I haven't done it was because of the battery. I have the stock battery, and I didn't think it was gonna hold a whole lot of charge. And I'll show you where my winch is at. So the winch is here. The only two wires that go here is a blue one and a yellow one. I have to run those wires into the Can-Am where this solenoid picks it up. The two wires that it comes with are not long enough to reach. So I'm gonna upgrade these wires, get some longer ones. They might not be the same color, but they all go to this area is where usually the Can-Ams that come with winches, their solenoid is right there. So it comes with this, and it's color coded. So my ground, my negative goes here, my red, my battery goes here, and then you got the yellow and the blue. So I had one of these laying around. I threw it on there, and then you just put this part, this bottom piece goes in here, and then it just holds on by one screw. So it'll go something like that. And then got your red wire with the circuit breaker that goes to the battery, and my negative wire will also go to the battery. These two wires should fit and they should be okay. And then all I would have to do from here is wire my switch. So I'll pick a location. Not sure if I'll do one of these two or on the other side, but it comes with the switch as well, which is here, and it should be long enough to place it wherever I like. Got your in, your out, and then got your two little cables that go to the solenoid, and this red wire I think goes to an accessory, or it goes to the red to the solenoid. Okay, so yeah, I'll try and wire that up and show you guys final install. Never really looked into it. Thought it was gonna be a little bit more complicated, but so far it seems pretty simple. So I don't have a lot of space for recording, but it looks like I never actually really removed this battery. But you just push down on this. Let me see if I can get 2 hands on it. Okay, so now I'm gonna try and remove those 2 bolts right there. They're a size 10, and we'll get that battery out. So we won't be using this bracket anymore, but we'll leave it somewhere just in case we ever need it again. I'll just have to undo my battery and get the new one in here. So size 10 on the battery bolt. Keep those around just in case. So got my audio on just my stock wire. Really haven't ran anything to the battery, but I will be running my winch direct to it. A battery that will be strong enough to do the winch. So let's see. Charge method 1.8 amps, 5 to 10 hours. Pretty sure it's dead. It's the stock battery. Been running it since I got the Can-Am. So I'm gonna clean the area. Not that I need to, but I want it to look nice. So just clean it up a little bit, nothing crazy. And I have my battery here. This is insane when you match it up with the replacement. So this is the PC 1200, although you see a different number there. It is the PC 1200. It's on the box too. But the reason I went with ODYSSEY and not full throttle is because I found out that AutoZone carries this battery. And my thought of thinking was that if the battery was to go bad or anything, it's easier to get a replacement from AutoZone than going through whoever I purchase it from. It would just be an easier transaction that way. So that's why I based it on the ODYSSEY. It is a little bit more expensive than your full throttles and stuff, but not a big difference. And it is one of the best batteries. So do your research, make your own choice. What sold me on this one was that it's easy to grab from your local AutoZone in case of needing a replacement. So if you have a battery cover, it will no longer fit on here. The covers that cover all this up, just because the battery sticks out a little bit. And the mount I'm using, I didn't go with a TMW mount just because it wouldn't get here on time. I had this local fabricator that goes by his company name is Fab. He built my windshield and I picked it up today, and I was talking to him about me upgrading the battery. That was all I needed to go to glamis, and all I needed was a bracket, and lucky enough he had it programmed. This guy is pretty awesome. I'm glad I ran into him, and he built me this bracket. It was raw. I give it a few passes. I'll throw some clear coat on it. But the way this bracket works is just to hold it in place. So he designed it so it clamps into there, and then 2 bolts that go in here. You put one here, one over there. The holes are already there, if you can see, and that just holds it in place. That battery's going nowhere. So shout out to CabFab, really cool guy. I'll for sure be doing business with him, but let me keep at it. I'm gonna do a few clear coat passes on that bracket, and then we'll get it installed. So the fitment is good. I am currently trying to work my way into hooking up my winch wire, the canam stuff into the spot. So far it looks like it's gonna work. Just have to keep working with it. The other thing, whenever you're connecting a battery, to hook it up, you always want to do positive first and then negative. And when you remove it, you want to remove the negative first and then your positive. So I got it all hooked up. I'll adjust the wires here in a little bit when I see how much space I'm gonna need. Probably zip tie the wires a little bit, make it look nice. I'm just waiting for the bracket that's gonna hold the battery in place to finish up drying up, and we'll be all set. I'm not recording as much because it's pretty much self-explanatory, and the room to place my camera in here is kind of limited because of the bucket or the bench seat, but I'm trying. Pretty much ready to put the bracket on. So it's gonna go something like that. Hopefully these reach out to the other side. I'm gonna have to take a look. And they're down there. So I'm gonna need an extra set of hands. See if the wifey or one of my little kids wants to help. But looks like it's gonna mount pretty easy. Alright, take a look at that. All done. 2 screws for that bracket. Again, CabFab. They do have a website. I'll try and put it on my post. I'm not sure if he has it on there, but he'll probably be restocking soon. Clean fit, nothing crazy. That battery's not gonna go anywhere. And now I just have to clean up these wiring and put the bench seat back on, and we'll be all done. And just like that, we're back in business. So this method of removing the bench seat was a lot easier than having to come off of the braces or brackets, the sliders. So a lot easier. I'm glad it worked out, and we're pretty much good to go.